At the start of the movie, we see a beautiful girl named Zoe. She's mute and cannot speak, but there's a gentle smile on her face. The reason for her happiness is that she's traveling to another city to meet her boyfriend, who has just returned from Canada. Before leaving, Zoe's elder sister gives her the car keys and warns her not to take the route she's chosen, saying it's dangerous. But Zoe insists on going, so her sister finally agrees and bids her farewell. After driving for some time, Zoe reaches a desert area. She stops the car and sends a selfie to her boyfriend. Then, she visits a small desert shop where the shopkeeper sits quietly. Zoe wants to buy a gift for her boyfriend. After purchasing it, she drives away while texting him. Suddenly, a man appears in front of her car. Zoe quickly swerves and manages to avoid hitting him. She pulls over to the roadside and notices a gang chasing the same man using their car. The man falls onto the road, and Zoe rushes to help him. She drags him into her car, but the gang arrives immediately. One of them kills the man with a dagger. Then they grab Zoe. The gang leader, Trey, orders his men to take her with them. Zoe tries to escape, but Trey shoots her in the leg. She falls to the ground, and they carry her to their hideout. There, they tie her hands and feet and brutally torture her. Trey and his men sexually assault her repeatedly. Meanwhile, Zoe's boyfriend becomes worried. He scrolls through the pictures she sent him and notices the one taken in the desert, the same spot she had used to let him know where she was, since she couldn't speak. He calls someone to get the number for the local police, so he can report what happened. Back at the hideout, Trey tells Zoe that he has tortured many girls before, just like her. Then, he opens a cupboard full of skulls. Holding one, he says, "This skull belonged to the Apache tribe leader whom my grandfather killed. He wiped out the entire tribe." Trey explains that his grandfather was a general in the American army who massacred the Apache people. Smirking, he adds, "I'm just following in his footsteps." Later, Trey and another man sit playing cards. The man says, "We should kill Zoe. The police might come looking for her." But Trey laughs. "Nothing will happen. The police will never come here." They make a bet. If Trey wins, Zoe lives. If the other man wins, he can kill her. While they play, Zoe manages to untie her hands and feet. The other man wins the bet and moves toward her with a knife. But when he sees Zoe escaping, he chases her. Zoe fights back fiercely and kills him with a dagger. In the next scene, the shopkeeper walks with his dog when suddenly the dog starts barking at a particular spot. When the shopkeeper looks closer, he discovers Zoe buried underground, still alive. He quickly takes her back to his shop, treats her wounds, and begins chanting mystical incantations. Through his vision, he sees everything that happened to Zoe, including Trey boasting about being the grandson of the general who wiped out the Apache tribe. It's then revealed that the shopkeeper himself belongs to the Apache tribe. As he continues chanting, Zoe's body suddenly lifts into the air. The man asks, "Who are you?" At that moment, the soul of the Apache tribe leader enters Zoe's body. Possessed, Zoe pushes the man away and declares, "I will destroy everyone." The shopkeeper quickly subdues her, making her unconscious again. After some time, Zoe wakes up, shocked that she's still alive. She leaves the shop and walks down the road until she finds a telephone booth. She calls her boyfriend, and to her surprise, she can now speak. She says, "I'm alive. Come and take me from here." Her boyfriend, stunned, asks for her location. Suddenly, a police car pulls up and the call disconnects. Thinking the police will help her, Zoe feels relieved. But when the officer steps out, she realizes he's actually one of Trey's men. As he mocks her, the Apache leader's spirit awakens within Zoe. Her eyes fill with rage. She attacks the man, smashing a glass bottle over his head and ripping open his stomach. She kills his friends too. One of them begs, "Spare me. I'll testify against Trey." But Zoe shows no mercy. She beheads him. Later, Zoe's boyfriend traces the phone number and arrives at the scene. The area is surrounded by police. He asks about Zoe, but they say she isn't there. He insists that she called him an hour ago from that spot. The police remind him that he told them Zoe was mute. "So how could she speak to you?" one officer asks. The boyfriend explains she can say a few words, like his name. The police tell him to return in the morning to make a proper report. Soon after, Trey and his men arrive to check on their fallen ally, but the police block them from entering. Zoe's boyfriend approaches them and says Zoe called him from there. Shocked, the gang members whisper, "But we killed her. How could she have made a call?" An argument breaks out among them until a police officer orders them to leave. One of Trey's men insists, "I killed her myself. No one survives after I kill them. How can she still be alive?" Trey orders him to take them to where he buried Zoe's body. Meanwhile, a policeman says quietly, "We found some bodies, but the good news is, Zoe's isn't one of them." In the next scene, Zoe wakes up in an unfamiliar place. Looking in the mirror, she sees the deep wounds on her face and feels a wave of sorrow. Suddenly, the soul of the Apache tribe leader awakens inside her again. Around her, she notices several weapons scattered across the room. Meanwhile, Trey and his gang go to check where Zoe's body was buried, but it's gone. Trey becomes nervous, saying that if her body is missing, the police might find out. The gang quickly gathers their belongings, preparing to flee their hideout before the authorities arrive. One of Trey's friends heads to his car, but when he sees that all his tires have been slashed, suspicion fills his mind. Fearing Zoe might still be alive, he calls Trey and urges him to come over. Moments later, Zoe appears right in front of him. As he tries to escape, Zoe fires an arrow into his leg, making him collapse. Without hesitation, she shoots multiple arrows into him, killing him brutally. Later that evening, Zoe returns to the same house and looks at herself in the mirror once again. This time, she notices her skin slowly rotting away. When she removes the bandage from her hand, she screams in horror. Worms are crawling inside her flesh. Terrified, Zoe rushes back to the Apache tribesman. He tells her, "When I tried to summon your soul back into your body, another soul entered at the same time. Technically, you died at that moment. But along with your soul, the Apache tribe leader's spirit also entered your body. That's why you're still alive. But your body is decaying, it won't last long. Whatever you must do it quickly." Meanwhile, Trey and his gang realize Zoe is behind the killings, so they kidnap her boyfriend. As they put him in their car, one man is suddenly shot in the neck. It's Zoe. Trey panics, starts the car, and speeds away, yelling. But Zoe chases after them, leaps onto the car, and fights the man who once attacked her. Zoe drives an arrow into his shoulder. He stabs her several times with a dagger, but it has no effect. She snatches the dagger and strikes him back. At that moment, Trey slams the brakes, causing Zoe to fall in front of the car. Trey runs her over, but she rises again, completely unharmed. In shock, Trey shouts, "How is this possible? She's still alive." Terrified, he runs away. Trey returns to the hideout, where Zoe's boyfriend is tied up. One of his men says, "I stabbed Zoe so many times, but it didn't even hurt her. I've never seen anything like this." Fearing for his life, Trey calls the rest of his gang to regroup at the hideout. They arrive armed with modern weapons. In the next scene, we see the shopkeeper, the Apache tribesman, sitting in his place, badly injured. His hand is broken, and he's taped it together. In a strange ritual, he cuts open his stomach, fills it with dirt, and tapes it shut again. Suddenly, the sky turns red with swirling clouds. The soul of the Apache tribe leader emerges from Zoe's body. It strikes the ground and vanishes. From the earth, a dagger and a necklace rise, both once belonging to the Apache leader. Meanwhile, the new gang leader asks Trey, "Why is that girl killing all of you?" Trey confesses, "Because we did something terrible to her. We all raped her and then killed her." Hearing this, Zoe's boyfriend breaks down, crying uncontrollably. One of Trey's wounded friends, the man Zoe shot in the neck, pleads, "Take me to the doctor. I'm going to die." Trey refuses. "You can't go. If we take you to the hospital, the police will find out about us." A little later, the gang's new leader starts beating Zoe's boyfriend when suddenly they hear the sound of a car engine. Everyone rushes outside and sees the injured man escaping in a car, desperately trying to reach the hospital. As Trey takes aim to shoot, Zoe appears in front of the car and fires a massive arrow. It pierces the vehicle, flipping it over and killing the man instantly. The rest of the gang opens fire at Zoe, but she dodges every bullet and disappears into the shadows. Lights begin to flicker, and the entire house shakes violently. Zoe strikes back, killing one man instantly. Trey fires at her, but she dodges again and makes another man vanish into thin air. Then she kills another by tearing open his stomach. Suddenly, Zoe appears before the man who had first attacked her. As he raises his weapon, she swings an axe and cuts him down brutally. Hearing his screams, Trey rushes to the spot, only to find Zoe standing there, holding the man's heart in her hand. At that moment, a police officer bursts into the scene, yelling, "What's going on here?" Trey panics, shoots the officer, and flees. Zoe steps outside. The officer, still barely alive, stares at her in shock. In the next scene, Trey storms into the shopkeeper's house. He demands, "Why did you keep Zoe alive? Tell me how to kill her." The man calmly replies, "Inside her is the soul of the Apache tribe leader. He's been waiting for revenge for 100 years. You cannot kill her." Trey beats him savagely, forcing him to reveal a way. The shopkeeper says, "There's only one way. If you bury the Apache tribe leader's skull, his soul will leave Zoe's body." Trey rushes to his car, grabs the skulls, and starts digging a pit. He throws all the skulls inside, but the Apache leader's skull is missing. Suddenly, he turns around and sees Zoe standing behind him, holding the skull in her hand. Trey grabs a chainsaw and attacks. A brutal fight begins. Zoe slices off Trey's hand, but just as she's about to finish him, Trey swings the chainsaw and cuts Zoe in half. At the same moment, Zoe decapitates Trey with a single strike. Moments later, Zoe's boyfriend arrives and sees her lifeless body, her legs severed. Overcome with grief, he pours fuel over her and sets her body on fire. As the flames rise, two glowing souls rise into the air, Zoe's and the Apache leaders, both finally finding peace. And with that, the movie ends. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.